Hi, this is Owen Thornton, and this is my vlog, which corresponds with my weblog at interiorcrafts.wordpress.com. Today I want to talk to you about two new Italian white wines that have come into the local area store here that sells beer, wine, and spirits. Yes, I understand. I'm talking to you about two new Italian varietals, or should I say, old Italian varietals, new to us here in Ontario. Why would I talk to you about two Italian wines coming in from another part of the world when I'm talking about Ontario crafts? And here's the reason. Look, our Ontario growers here are exceedingly adventurous. And if someone's bringing in something from another part of the world, I can see that eventually and down the road, we will be growing these two grapes here in Ontario and giving them a try. Because we like to take chances here in Ontario to see what kinds of things will grow best. So let's get into the two Italian wines. We'll talk two Italian varietals, and we'll talk a little bit about them. The first one I want to talk to you about has been out for about a month or maybe a month and a half now. We've seen these come into the store called Pecorino. Pecorino is an Italian native varietal, and it was thought to by around the 1980s, early 1980s, that it was a lost varietal. Pecorinos were a low yield grape, and they were pulled up in vast quantities, and other grapes that had higher yields were planted in their place. Higher yielding grapes, more juice, more juice, more wine, more wine, more profit. So the Pecorino was seen as an unprofitable varietal that wasn't doing very much for them. And then one day, late in the 1980s, someone said, "Luigi, what's a growing out here in your field?" And it was a lost field of Pecorino. And I did do a very terrible Italian accent, and I'm so sorry to all my friends who are Italian. At any rate, the Pecorino was then grafted, put onto, of course, Canadian rootstock, because that's what all European grapes are grown on. And it has now matured and grown in the Abruzzo, Marche, and the Tuscany area, to the point where it is so popular that it is obviously being transported to the province of Ontario. So far, we've seen four different Pecorinos come into our store locally here. Pecorino is a bit nutty. It is light. It's got a higher acidity. It's clear and straw colored, but lightly yellow colored, much like a Pinot Grigio. If you like Pinot Grigio, you would probably like a Pecorino. As I said, it does have a little bit more flavor, a little bit more distinct flavor than what you would see from a Pinot Grigio. The second grape I want to talk to you about is Famosa. And when I saw this bottle come in, and I've only seen one come into the store locally so far, um, I thought Famosa was the name of the wine on the bottle, but it turns out that it is actually the name of the varietal that's inside it. Also light in color, Famosa is also an indigenous Italian grape that hasn't been known to us here in Ontario. And it is light in color, but it is aromatic and floral in sense. And the other thing that's interesting about it is, and the acidity of it is not as sharp, not as vibrant as in Pinot Grigio or as the Pecorinos. The acidity in the one that I had was medium or light in this bottle. But the other thing was interesting with the Famosa was the fact that it has a medium body to it. So if Pinot Grigio is light on the one side and Chardonnays are full-bodied on the other side, the Famosa comes in as a medium-bodied wine. So it has a little bit more texture in the mouth. The thing about this one that I tried, and I liked it, don't get me wrong, but I would have liked to see a little bit more acidity in this one, a little bit more vibrancy in the mouth. Although actually, when you held it in your mouth a little bit, well, you could feel the tingle come back into your back jaw here, which does say that there is acidity in the wine. It's just, it has to take time to be detected, unlike some Pinot Grigios, which the acidity is there instantaneously when it hits your mouth. At any rate, we're talking about Pecorino, and yes, it is Pecorino like Pecorino Romano cheese, and they also say because of the nuttiness of the Pecorino vintage or varietal that it would go well with Pecorino Romano cheese. So you're talking about Pecorino, we're talking about Famosa, two new indigenous Italian varietals coming into the province of Ontario and retailers near you. Take a chance on them. If you like Pinot Grigio, you're probably going to like these. The Pecorino closer to Pinot Grigio than the Famosa, but both are light and clear and would be wonderful in the summertime. Take care. This is Owen Thornton for OntarioCrafts.wordpress.com. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye for now.